What would it mean if you had an allergy or an intolerance to an idea? That's a crazy thought. Hey, I'm Carrie Van Ice here at Get Your Vibe Right, and this is actually that comes up sometimes when I'm doing energy work, energy releasing work for my clients. I use a modality called the body code, and one of the things that it is able to identify is when somebody has an allergy or an intolerance to an idea. How does this work? Okay, well, first, let's start with the premise that everything is energy. Everything has its own vibrational signature. Now, I'm sure that you know people in your life who have had allergies before. Maybe it's food allergies. Maybe it's allergies to things out there in the air, like pollen or dust or something like that. Now, you've probably seen evidence of the physical display or symptoms of what it means to come into contact with that energy or vibration for those people, right? So maybe they get a rash, maybe they start breathing heavily, but something happens when they come into contact with that thing or that energy, that vibration of that thing. So let's take this a step further when it comes to an intolerance or an allergy to an idea. Well, if everything is energy, an idea is actually just energy too. And this really comes up with some of my clients when they're struggling with something. Sometimes we find that they have an intolerance or an allergy to a concept or an idea. Let me put this into real world context for you, and I'll give you a personal example. Those of you who know me will not be surprised by this one. A few years ago, when I was working on myself, doing some body code work, working through some issues that I had at the time, I found that I had an intolerance to the idea of being a wife. Now, I've been single my whole life. I've never been married. I was engaged once, but I never really followed through with it. So I'm saying this is kind of a big example, but the truth is there was something in me that has been intolerant to the idea of being a wife. And if I look back on my childhood and I look at the community that I grew up in, I can pick out several examples of women that I saw who didn't seem to be super happy in their situation. And my little brain decided that doesn't look good. I don't think I want that for me. Now, it was probably just a moment, and it's not something as I grew up, I definitely wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to be married and have a family and have all the things. So, but there was always this energy that was in me, this intolerance to the idea of being a wife that kept cropping up. So these are the kinds of crazy things that actually we don't know exist, but they end up becoming blocks, energetic blocks to what we really want in life. And if you can work with somebody who does energy medicine, who can identify these kinds of things, they can very quickly and easily move that block out of your body, energetically speaking, which opens you up to more possibility and opportunity when it comes to that particular challenge or stressor in your life. So this is just kind of a weird and crazy concept that I wanted to share with you in my series about the body code, and I will come back in future videos with more and more of these sort of crazy oddball energies that you maybe have never heard of, but might actually be playing out in your life and keeping you from having the life that you want.